And in response to both national and local challenges, the governor of Arkansas is pushing to pass legislation condemning hate crimes. The new rules would enhance the penalty for crimes targeted at people for their race, religion, or ethnicity. Clarissa Bustamante walks us through what's being proposed.
White nationalism has absolutely no place in the natural state and absolutely no place in America.
After one of the mass shootings over the weekend was found to be linked to white supremacy, Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge is calling Arkansans to action.
Anyone who feels unsafe, whether African Americans, Latinos, any Arkansans, any Americans, if you feel unsafe, let us in law enforcement know. We want to work with you. If you see something, say something.
At the Arkansas Sheriff's Association Summer Conference, Governor Asa Hutchinson announced he's also taking action.
People should not be targeted for who they are.
He's pushing to enhance the penalty for crimes targeted at people for their race, religion, ethnicity, or sexual orientation.
Arkansas needs to pass this legislation to send the strongest signal possible that we're not going to tolerate that type of hate.
Aside from hate crimes legislation, Hutchinson acknowledges the fact that some lawmakers are pushing for red flag laws.
It still remains a challenge to be able to have the type of legislation that protects due process rights, constitutional rights, but at the same time is able to take a firearm away from somebody that clearly poses a great risk to themselves or have threatened others.
The governor says he has yet to see a law he can sign on to, but will work to find a consensus. He also mentions one of 3 mass shooters have some sort of mental health issue, emphasizing the importance of the state's crisis stabilization centers.
Our county jails are backed up. Our criminal justice system is crowded. The crisis stabilization unit allows a law enforcement officer to divert someone with a serious mental challenge over to a stabilization unit to get the mental health services they need.
He says there's no better time than now to make the natural state a safer place.
With the level of challenge that we see with acts of hate, with violent acts of hate in our society, it's time that we did this.
And the governor says the majority of states have this type of legislation. In fact, we are one of 4 states that currently does not have a hate crime law in place.